An oil change on this bike is actually relatively simple. It's the removal of just a couple bolts here. It takes a little bit of time, but once you've done that, this panel comes right clean off. The oil filter is going to be located right in there behind the headers, and so you do have to wait for this bike to cool down a little bit before you can gain access to that. And then the drain bolt, you don't have to remove any fairings to get to. It's just right under there. Once you complete an oil change on this bike, it's just a matter of piecing everything back together, and it's super easy to do. Tire changes, while those can get a little bit complex, don't require any more tools than a typical Japanese bike. It is just one giant bolt right here, I believe is 38 millimeters. After that, the axle slides right out. You take off the tire, put on a new tire on the rim, put in the axle, and then you're all done. There's nothing that is more complicated on this bike than a normal Japanese bike. An air filter on this bike, super easy to do. This panel comes clean off, and then the air filter is located right under the ECU. Super easy to access, super easy to do yourself at home. The only thing that's more complicated on this bike, more so than the Japanese bikes, are going to be the valve train system. BMW advertises their shift cam system, which I haven't personally looked into how to check the valves on this bike, but checking valves on a sport bike is always complicated. You have to remove the entirety of the top parts here. The cylinder head is going to be located right around here, and so accessing that is going to be difficult. And not only that, the shift cam system might make the valve train system a little bit more complicated, and so valve checks on this bike are every 18,000 miles, so do take that into account. If you do plan on taking that to a professional BMW dealership, expect to pay well over $2,000